Okay, so I shared a budget, brand new Amazon.com starter gaming PC build. So now it's time to share one on eBay using all used parts. Lego. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, what's up fam? Welcome back. Alright, so this is a follow-up video to my $330 Amazon beginner gaming PC using all new parts, all from Amazon.com. So I decided to do a follow-up video and do the same thing but using eBay and using all used parts. And I want to see what we can get by switching to used and switching to ebay.com. Now, just to give you a heads up, your mileage may vary because a lot of the products that I may find may come from individual sellers. So it'll give you a general idea of how much further you can stretch your dollar by going used and by going all eBay. Now, I was going to present this option to my friend Davey. That was the person that I did that Amazon video for, and I did it for you all as well. But I was recently informed that his build may be sky's the limit. So I'm going to do this video anyway because I just thought it would be fun and hopefully it'll be helpful to any one of you out there that are looking to get into a gaming PC on a budget and you don't mind using used parts. So without further ado, let's head on over to the computer and check out what I've selected. Okay, we're gonna start off with, you know what I like to call the heart of the system, and that is the processor. So let's check it out. I have chosen to go with the AMD Ryzen 3 1200 processor. This is from first gen Ryzen. And I was able to find it for $55 here on eBay. I actually picked up one of these myself because $55, why not? The reason why I went with this choice is because it is pretty comparable to the Ryzen 3 3200G that I had originally selected in the Amazon build. The only difference is this is first gen and that processor is technically second gen. So it's not too far apart. You're still getting your 4 cores and your 4 threads for only $55. This listing I'm showing right here is showing $45 for shipping, but I actually found it for free shipping. So go ahead and ignore that. Like I said, your mileage will vary, but I think this would be very comparable to the Ryzen 3 3200G. The only exception is it doesn't have a built-in GPU, so it's not an APU. So you're gonna need a dedicated graphics card. But the good news is getting this at $55 and free shipping, ignore that. We'll be able to squeeze in a graphics card. So let's check out the graphics card. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say your mileage may vary, because I had a different graphics card chosen and it's already sold. So I found a substitute. This is the Power Color Radeon RX 570 8GB Red Dragon, and it's used for $80 with $9 shipping. That's pretty damn good because the two RX 570 8GB that I picked up, I paid $100 and $105 respectively. This is $89. So this right here, I would definitely jump on, and I think it would pair well with that Ryzen 3 1200 and get some pretty decent frames per second in esports titles and even in some AAA titles, as long as you're willing to lower the settings a little bit in those AAA titles. But esports, yeah, I think this will work out just fine and get some respectable frames per second. So this is my suggestion for the GPU, an RX 570 8GB mobile time. Okay, so here's a motherboard that I found, which I think is pretty decent deal. This is a Asus Prime B450M motherboard with the back plate, and but it comes with no manual, but you don't need that. 5338. It has $14.79 shipping on here, but what I like to see is that make an offer. So I would definitely go in and make an offer. What I would do is I would take that 5338 and subtract that shipping cost from it, so that I'm paying a flat 5338 and see what we come up with. So this is, I think, a pretty good deal, an Asus Prime B450M, and it's even got RGB headers on it too. So this is what I would suggest going with for the motherboard. Oh yes, the memories, or the RAM. I found this 16 gigabyte Hynix. This two 8 gigabyte sticks, 2666, and it's only $59.95, free shipping, and it's an open box. And once again, my favorite, the make an offer option. So it's not the prettiest RAM in the world, I will admit that, but as long as it works, it's cool. And there's also options, I've seen it all over Amazon, and I think eBay even has it too. Like you can buy like heatsink covers for ugly RAM. So that might be something that you might want to do in the future if you don't looking at those ugly, green sticks of RAM. But I think for now, for starting, I think it's fine. Who's going to be staring in their computer at the color of their RAM while you're supposed to be gaming? Okay, let's talk about some storage now. Storage, I know. I talked about this in my HTPC video, which I'll link if you want to go and check that video out. This is the Samsung NVMe PM961. This is 128 gigabyte NVMe SSD. I think these are a good bang for the buck. These are OEM models, meaning that Samsung mass produced these for like computer builders like Dell, HP, so on and so forth. But you can find them all over eBay for decent prices. $29.99 for an NVMe is not bad. The speeds are pretty respectable as well. I also mentioned in that Amazon video that you're really not going to notice the difference using an NVMe and a 2.5 SSD as your boot drive. You really just don't notice it. The average consumer doesn't notice it unless you sit there and you time it. But I say if you can get an NVMe at this price, why not? And a hard drive, going back to that Hitachi that I mentioned in the Amazon video, 3 terabyte. This one is used. The one on Amazon was refurb. And this one is running $37.99, and you're getting fast and free shipping. And like I said, I didn't really have any troubles ordering these. I ordered a couple myself. I only had one that was bad. Sent it back, got my money back. So I believe in these Hitachi drives, even though they may have some mileage on it. I think they will work just fine. And then the purpose of this, since we have such a small NVMe, we will want like a 3 terabyte or 2 terabyte or whatever size you want to go. But I'm just trying to stay within budget so that you can store all your games on there, your downloads, your music, your videos, media, so on and so forth. Now, power supplies can be a really tricky thing to find on eBay because you're going to find a lot of no-name brands that I wouldn't even touch with a 10-foot pole. So you really have to do some digging to get a good deal. But I was lucky enough to find this one here. This is an EVGA 500 watt white PSU, and we got this guy selling it for $40 plus $10 shipping, so that's roughly $50. But once again, there's our little make an offer. So me, what I tend to do, as mentioned, I would take that shipping cost and subtract it from the price and make the offer to try and make it an even $40, or as close as I can get it to $40 as I can, and see what the seller says, and maybe do a little bit of back and forth. It's a little work, but if you're on the budget, you'll be willing to put in that work to see what you can get. EVGA, trusted brand, even though it's used. I bought a 400 watt refurb and it's working just fine that I put in my friend Jeanette's build, and I'll link that video right up here somewhere so you can check that out. Yeah, pretty good deal, especially if you can get that price down. Now that, my friends, would put us at roughly $370, so slightly over the Amazon.com budget. And that would be the end of this story if I was recommending this to my friend Davey. But like I said, he's deciding to go sky's the limit. But if you're not them and you're gonna need yourself a case, I have a case to throw this into. I found this little Roswell Black Micro ATX mini tower. It is $32.99 with fast and free shipping. It says it's out of stock right now. Like I said, your mileage may vary, but you go and check every now and then and just see what the availability is. This case is nothing to write home to mom and dad about, but it will get the job done and it will fit all of your components. So I think this is a pretty good choice. And here is something here, but this is shipped from Hong Kong. And this is roughly $38, but you can make an offer. So there's a lot of options that keep you within your budget if you're trying to stay within eBay and buying all your parts from one place. Okay, so that does put us slightly above that budget for Amazon.com. So wouldn't it be a no-brainer just to get the Amazon.com parts list and buy that because it's cheaper and it's new parts? Well, they both have their pros and cons. The eBay parts list, the cons with that is we're dealing with all used parts with the exception of the case. And if you decide to go with the ADATA SSD rather than the PM961 NVMe, but eBay is really good at protecting its buyers. So if you did buy something and it was a lemon, you can send it right back to the person that sold it to you. And even if they're not willing to give you your money back, eBay will step in and help you out. So that's the cool part about that. And this video is not sponsored by the eBay. So just wanted to share that information with you right there. And the benefit with this build is you're now getting a dedicated GPU, and it now also includes a case where that Amazon listing did not include a case. So I think this is pretty good. Which one would I go with? It all depends on the person. If you're the type of person that wants everything brand spanking new and you want your warranties, absolutely go with the Amazon build. But if you're somewhat computer savvy and you don't mind going with used parts, and if something should happen to go wrong, you feel like you're willing to get your hands dirty and dig in and figure out what's going on and do the work yourself, then the eBay route would be just fine. And like I said, as far as the processors are concerned, with the Ryzen processors, yeah, one is newer than the other, but I think pairing it with RX 570, you're gonna get better frame rates with this used build, of course, because you have a dedicated GPU rather than an APU that has integrated graphics. Both systems give you a great path to upgrades in the future. If you should happen to go with this one here, later down the line, you could pick up a newer Ryzen processor. You know, we got the 4000 series that's going to be coming out sometime in the fall. You could throw it right into this motherboard and be fine. And with the graphics card as well, you can always upgrade to a better graphics card in the future. And you're not really wasting your money either if you go this route, because you're getting into gaming and you're getting there right now. And if you decide you want to upgrade in the future, you can always take your old parts and sell them off to offset the cost. And I actually did a video regarding that, and I'll link that right up here somewhere as well. That's typically what I do. Now, Baby Blue is like my pride and joy, and that build is a mixture of new parts and used parts. So that is an option too. So you don't have to do all used and all new. I just simplified it, so if you want to just go to one place to get all of your parts, you can do so by going straight to eBay for this one or straight to Amazon for my new parts list. Now, I want to hear from you guys and gals. What do you think of this particular build? Hit me up in the comment section down below and give me your thoughts. What things would you have done differently than me? hit me up in the comments and we'll talk about it, because I love to talk about it. I love building PCs, and I love like picking out parts and seeing what I can put together, especially affordably, so that it doesn't break the bank. If you like this video, do me a favor, give it a big old thumbs up. But if you hated it, you can give it a thumbs down. But no matter what you do, don't forget to click that subscribe button and click that bell right next to it, so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. And last but not least, continue to stay safe, continue to self-isolate, wash them hands, and when you can't, put on the hand sanitizer, and stay safe. Just stay safe. And until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000 G. You know what? I should probably thinking about buying all these parts and just building it and then sharing with everyone how much of a value I think it is. Maybe.
Don't play that. Shawty, don't play that.